funeral, and marriage encounter. Schön nach Meer, nach wie vor. Die ganze Sechsen. Será 3. Staubt also noch. Eben bloß nochmal einen Treffen im Wasser. And here. You took up the trip. Special. It's top of the field, few feet up. And what we did is usually. This was before we were married again. We slid into a ditch, I think. I don't know what it, from what. On the trip again that we took in 1999. And here's his dad's funeral. Firstborn. Looks like the fellas keep together. She's growing, and he's proud of her. And Jasper just got home from the clinic. And I boat ride with Frank. Trip to Canada with 2 children. Brothers, yeah. And his mom remarried. No, this is Reimer's wedding. I thought this was Reimer's wedding. The colors are the same, okay. Yeah. First set of twins arrived. He's got them all. And they almost had, their birthdays were so close together. There's a cake for the 2 of them. The oldest child and him. And he's got babies. There's no dead bears. Sunday afternoon. And a little more of that picture. I remember Daddy and Tina came over. That Sunday they took the picture. And Lisa took us to the beach. It was very special. And this is getting Grandma's van from the US. There were 3 of us in the road coming through Mexico. Somewhere out Green Hills, somewhere. Alright. This is on the trip when we got Grandma's van. And this is when he rolled the truck. The truck had rolled, turned the whole round, and was standing on its wheels again. The trailer was on its side. Crude oil. Yep, his friends. And here he's trying to get the cattle into the crowd. They were a wild bunch, and I and the children, we just had to be real quiet in the house, and he'd get out and try to sneak on them. Yeah, this is what the children enjoyed, and he did too. He got all his massages that way, I think, and went fishing. Right. Mm-hmm. Brother-in-laws. The girls got big, but they still catch a ride on the shoulders. This is probably after one of the hurricanes. And here they're playing. They're sitting around the table like they did years back when everybody was home still. Grandma's 75th birthday. On his leg. Yeah, that's how he would try to keep his leg out when it would be infected. This is South Carolina. This is there too. Alex and Sandra. They chose us to be their parents. Both of them was supposed to bring a parent to graduation, and since they were twins, they couldn't both bring their parents, so they chose us. He's got a mustache. Aww. Peeling corn. This is Grandma's wedding. What does he have there? His birthday? Kit Kat and sweeping the floor on Sunday afternoon. They're all looking at something. And this is Jomar. In Canada. Oh, this is Canada too. I know there was something outside and everybody wanted to look out. Yeah. Somebody's birthday. And the prefab had fire. And they had to put dress in those suits to clean up from the fire. Very dangerous work. Uncle Holt. And prefab as well. Night shift, some kind of night shift. It wasn't the evening, yeah. Oh, just watch guarding because of the fire? Yeah, I think so. A lot of snow on the 29th of September it was, I think. This is at Aiden Rose. He didn't think it was cold. This is a video? And he's putting the children on their sleds. Oh, it's just a shovel actually. And he had borrowed the tractor from Abe, and he put all that snow on edge to the side of the roof of that little shack so that the kids would have fun sliding down. And they did have fun. And yeah, that's his creation there. On the frozen lake. Supposedly safe to drive over, but we had some trouble there. He's reading the Bible. Then we did, this is Tinkertown, okay. Fixing the faucets, I believe. Weeding the garden. Taking a ride a scooter. This is the southernmost tip of Canada. Point Pelee, yeah. Yeah, nothing rides. Niagara Falls. And this was not a good thing to do, but we went to the snake pits with Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah. Camp out, what camp out?
Camp out with Abe and cousins. Yeah, just wise. And it was almost freezing, I think.
This is Gabriel coming home from the hospital. Brothers, each have a brother to hold to. This is what, Grand Canyon or Grand? Okay, yeah, it was Grand Canyon, yeah. And Carlsbad Caverns, that was on the way home from Canada. We did those 2 stops in the year 2014. Back home again, Belize. There's the worker in the back. Unique. Brother-in-laws. Then you got baby chicks. Oh, there's that Gerald's house in Canada. Family reunion. This is Gabriel. And Daddy's having a supper with his sons. Oh, boy, you're being.
Here we use the old field and arty to gather poles from in the bush, burnt bush. Here we're on Austin, we're here.
Magnolia got to do IV on him.
Christmas trip outing to the greenhouse Sunday or holiday anyways.
Oh, that time he made you all whooping down when he was crossing the steep hills. Right? Yeah, that one. We all piled on the old 35 and he took us way back to where the truck couldn't drive yet.
Logging, cutting logs, building fence.
Sleep with his son again.
Big suck-belly log. Here we've had fire in Yalbuk, where it's 3 forest now. We were fighting fire in the night. first load of cattle, or no, maybe second. First from Blue Creek, 37 heifers. Working with cattle at home. Grass planting crew.
That's him. That can give him a real ride there.
I think one of my sisters said he fell off. I don't remember that he fell.
Jack thought he could stand a lot, and he can, but as he came back on the wood, he was out of breath. I guess he could have given up, but let it go, and then he wouldn't have needed to hang on so long.
Wedding corral. My baptism day. Taking a cab to that day at school for one of the younger boys. Or was it for one of the girls? I don't know.
Ja, das war nicht am Wörtern. Take a ball, whatever it has. Christmas. And then Mary's baptism.
Carrying a bowl to Green Hills with a small pickup when there wasn't any other option.
Oh, what else that? Uncle Stanley's. Did you trip with him? Too many needles. Yeah, we got soaked in the thunder, hail, storm. Gunderside Park. Surgery. Ah, huge watermelon. Looks like you made me happy. This is Grandpa Platt's funeral family picture.
About the trailer. Visiting Grandma at Golden Age. Signing report cards. This was when Grandma was sick and was in a lot of pain. If I remember right.
Yep. She was just hanging on to him. Watching church during COVID. Jomar's cast being taken off. Brother-in-law Abe's funeral. And this is Rook. No sound. We're singing. It's okay. Maybe we're not singing. Looks like... That was my Christmas gift. I don't remember what the actual gift was, but it was an egg crate. And it's lined with paper, and there was all kinds of stuff in there. His shirts and toys and something heavy. I wonder what that is. It's wrapped in his bathing shorts. So we never see what it was, I guess. Camping at Mountain Pine Ridge. And stuff. Same trip, yeah. This is when we got stuck, but didn't get stuck. One of the times, yeah. This was a spooky place. He stepped on where he's sitting now. He actually climbed down there, and everything was rickety. And he thought it was safe, so this must have been. With Abe. A fishing trip with Abe. Grandpa's shed being moved. Trouble? This is what? Spring Ridge Camp, all working there, yeah. Starting to get ready to move our house to the place where we're at now. Cementing and flowers he took so much time for. He's making popcorn. And now?
All us boys have gone to the greenhouse to collect stones by ourselves.
The whole work crew. I'm getting ready to move the house. Still getting ready to move the house. Now it's loaded. And going. The cement posts are there ready to last meals in the old house, loading grandma when she had broken her hip, I believe. Take her for a checkup. And yeah, visit the new spot with the house. 25th wedding anniversary. Putting up new wash lines for me. This is with Jemima's car. We went on a little trip and picked her up. This is the 25th anniversary day as well. His toe got amputated. Something Alan has done many times with him. A number of times at least in this church. So waiting for the toe amputation to heal, that's how it would work. Christmas time. Walter and Kevin visiting the Cobb family in Belly White, Santa Familia. Out for lunch with my mom. Another roast with in-laws. Driving the loader, loading lugs. Just clearing bush, okay. This is Mountain Pine Ridge as well. Yeah, and he couldn't get his legs wet because of some kind of, I don't know, sore or something, so that was his spot. Putting up Jemima's shed for her car. Uncle John Cornelson. Working at night.
Picking out heifers.
Cousins. Took the girls back to Guatemala, I think. Wiener Rose. At the writing desk. Eye surgery. See the toothpick in his mouth? Mountain Pine Ridge.
Trip to Granite Falls, or I went hiking there.
In Merida. mashing potatoes. Senior's banquet. Another chicken. Brothers frying eggs with Shamira, playing golf with brothers, mini golf. Fire. That's the sign I painted on before we were married. Anniversary. Probably our last anniversary. Trip to Flores with Berta within the last year. And this is his selfie. The famous selfie. Playing Settlers. Not so long ago. Touring the fire department. Jasper did a good job. And Henry was proud of him. Field trip with Magnolia's students. Praying with Grandma. Or I should say with Mom, yeah. We made it up there too, but took a little longer than the young people. His young man. Yep, we made it up there. More recently, this is in Guatemala. Croquet, April 26.
My dad was driving the pickup, leading the cows.
One of the Sundays we stayed home from church, looking at pictures. Father's Day. Peeling potatoes, June 20. This is June 21. cleaning up after the wedding. A bad one with the hen cage dropping on last Monday. No. Yeah. Got him back up. He made the rose for the garden on Wednesday, Friday night.
Okay, so that was a lot of memories. So somebody of the family or any has something to share besides what we saw?
Daddy has taught me a lot of things for which I am very thankful. I felt his concern for my spiritual well-being. I have good memories of riding along with Daddy on the truck and also other vehicles. He was a very good driver and taught me to drive. It was fun sitting on his lap and steering while he drove when I was younger. Another special memory is helping him drive cattle one day. I barely knew what I was doing, but he got them into the corral anyways. It was enjoyable serving Daddy. He was very ready to say thank you when I had made a meal, and he would say, "Dort have really gut geschmeckt." I felt so rewarded. One time I was stressed out while teaching school, and he happened to drive me to school one day. He told me that I was a great teacher. That was special. Also, before we started dating, he was very encouraging, which meant a lot to me. I'm glad he encouraged me to get married. I will miss Daddy.
Kan ik zo lang schreef voor hij had, maar lang niet om iedere morgen een memory maken met hem top. Ganz eerste morgen dat ik met hem spazieren vind, dan voel ik dat voelt ik peaceful met hem vertalen. En dan een memory wat ik had, de laatste morgen we top daar weer. 5 weken denk zo. We hebben nog een rijden naar huis varen en ik mijn vrouw een beetje hier kan huis verven huis voor en weer bis ik en hij had op aan de stoel. En dan bedankt hij me nog extra voor hand komen. En ik voel dat wat hij meint het ganz van hart. gereden till mina vrienden, binnen husfaren van dat. Vandaag had ik je verder appreciated van harte wie daar aangekomen weer.
I come used to find memories a lot opgeschreven, but I definitely have a lot of fun memories. As a little child, I remember tagging along to different places he would go. I think what my hostiepie felt is sawmills. De var man gör med hand för det, but even if sort of felt too long by the time in the hus för det. And yeah, learning to drive is also a special memory. I was calm and patient. I kind of go am groeven basically när jag får det sen. Jag kunde inte använda det upp till det word. So that definitely helped me to relax as well. And another thing I was thinking about was adventures. I like adventures and acted up. I quit ein specific time. I was probably about 13. Done. They've been stay with different roller coaster rides and something I started. And there was this one big roller coaster. I had wanted to go along on it, and we weer gewoon bottom up zaten en dan weer ik bottom right back. That for me was veel te scary. But he said to me that hier wächst du nicht uit, dat wordt die light worden when nicht there. So I went along, and I'm so glad I did that.
Yes, I kan klimaatjani lid. Nicht sehr viel, weil ich glaube, ich kwam krijg ze zeggen mensen die andere rollen.
Ja, ik doe dat ik zelf goede memories heb. En ik zou voor tijd genomen om te denken wat van de memories ik krijg alweer. Maar als kleine jongen, ik kan me samen met voor en hij leidt me op de schut en wegen. Dat zijn goede memories van als ik jong werd. En maar met voor bij de arbeid, die me ik allemaal daar special. En later Baran schaffen type dat ding allemaal. Ik daar special. Hij heeft me schriftingen geleerd, dus wat hij me nog zou weet voor zijn. En in van de laatste dingen waar ik hoorde wat hij me gezegd had, weet dat ik een dag voor de het heb gekregen voor DEFCAMP dan zei hij me nog dat ik geloof dat ik richting zei hij me dat wens me God zijn blessing en dat zou hij me veel meer gewenst en zie ik zo dankbaar voor. Dat kan ze inderdaad helpen. Dat me juist of support en raad het je wezen.
Not for another ranch weer aan mijn highlight voor mij dat Congress zou film dat ik chance krijg, maar the last time wat ze met 5 schaffen deden wat ik met kan dan ik vroeg hem als ik kan een paar 5 injections hebben. He showed me how to do it. Ik denk wat ik behou van daarin. Weer dat machen we een greenhouse voor, dan voor als een boezig en wat de dat mijn wacht ik had. Die kan waarschijnlijk.
Gabriel sin special memory at hij is er op een share day dat we van Frida op een krijg van de bloggers dan. Dus dit nou zelfs vertellen. Ja, ze hadden een paar bloggerpungels gebracht. Die moesten alle getalten, toen dat ik nog checken, dat die alle talten. Ik vind met een bijzonder grote zwaar en die dat hij ophang vindt. He was a strong man. We're gonna miss him. And he was very proud of his children. And so am I.
Thank you very much. That was good to hear from you. And we said, hopefully, wow.
I don't know if I should stand up first, but Henry was a very precious son-in-law to me. He was a man with a few words, as we have heard already, but he had a sense of humor. I told a story at Jemima's wedding already, how he announced having a girlfriend. So maybe I don't need to say that again. Huh? Yeah, anyhow, he came to see his future father-in-law at Reimer's feed mill. And so they went to the back small office somewhere. And Henry was asking for Sharon. And I don't know exactly how it all went, how he got the answer of a yes, but anyhow, once he got the answer, it was yes. Then he came to Reimer Service Center next day in the morning, and he came up smiling and brave, I think. I haven't seen it, but and he said, "Did you hear? Other Reimer Sharon has a boyfriend." I love his sense of humor. But I often had a concern. He was a man of a few words, but he got him to marry himself into this family with a father-in-law and son-in-laws. They had so many words. When Henry came, he hardly got a chance to say a word. I often was concerned, how must he feel? Am I important in this family at all? That he just get a chance to talk? All his boys and everybody was talking so much, he did not have got a chance to tell anything. But anyhow, we had fun, and he was a very dear son-in-law.
Thank you. Yes, he had a sense of humor. I guess it's called dry humor or not something else. One day he said something like he had taken a wormer or some cleanse he had taken. And we didn't know, okay, what kind of treatment he had taken now. Found out later on that it was just by accident that he had drank some peroxide instead of water. He had thought it was water, but then he had taken the wrong gallon. Somebody else.
I wanted to tell Mom that Henry was smirking all the while he's listening to the others talking because he knew he knew things better than they did.
When you talk about how quiet Henry was, I think he was not alone. I don't think that that Wilbert Reimer's family was very loud, because when they had a gathering, our family would always, we kind of had this joke that if we heard the swings, they were not greased very well at Henry at their farm, and when we heard them, then we knew, oh, they probably had the whole family over. But that's not really Henry, but I think Adonama's family we all had lots of words, not well considered, spoken many times maybe. But yeah, considering memories of Henry, I quite understand a quiet man, more so. My husband is the same. Also very quiet, only the wisest words come out. After we got married, well, one thing, before we got married, I would always notice, I think it came out before, he never jumped for no reasons. That Jemima could drive into the ditch and Henry didn't jump up was probably understandable. Because he, even when the children would dump their milk on the table, a busy family, Henry never jumped up. He would just calmly take care of things. I really admired him. I also remember that Henry was very supporting to Sharon. Their household, he would gather all the children and everybody would clean up the house together. Yeah, I think he was a very good daddy. I can see that, and I appreciate Henry. After we got married, he really he was so good with my husband. My husband really connected with him, and they took us in a year ago. We got to spend this very good time with him. He had started the tractor at 6 a.m. in the morning, and my son would never leave us. Before we woke up, he would get us out of bed, but he had decided to go have a ride with Henry on the tractor. And last week, I'm so grateful for the time I had with Henry before we left Wednesday night. I felt so blessed that I had that little time with him. We spoke about his wonderful son-in-laws that he had in his family, and he agreed. He said yes, they were wonderful son-in-laws. And we said bye. I did not know that was my last time. But anyway, we heard the news, and the Lord gave me an opportunity to come, and I'm very thankful to be here for you all. And I love all of you children. I think the Lord wants you to know He wants to be your daddy. And He cares for you just like what Daddy did.
Thank you. Who's next?
Okay, Henry was my one younger brother than me. He's been a great brother from a young age. He would start helping my dad and doing the chores for the hands when he was 5 or 6. I've slept with him many years in the same bed. And I guess I also would have taken some advantage of him. As the younger brother growing up, gave him some pretty rough tractor rides, and he had to make sure he would hold tight to the fenders, or otherwise he'd fall off. But so I taught him well to drive. And yeah, I've always appreciated him. He was a very caring brother. Took very good care of stuff and took very good care of the cattle ranch that we had together. And yeah, I was happy that I was able to spend some time with him in the last 2 weeks, but he had a very, very hard struggles. And he will be missed.
Thank you. Yes, Abe, I guess, trained Henry, and Henry trained me. He was 4 years older than I am. And I already, when thinking back about farm work, I think most of my farm education, or not, I don't know if most of it, but a lot of it, anything that had to do with fencing or farm work, I would have learned from him, because we would have to go and help him on the farm here and there, because he was the big brother to me, and me and Alan would have to go along and help him. Just come up.
Yeah, I was 2 years younger than Henry. So yeah, he was a good teacher, as the children already mentioned. I can testify to that as well. And yeah, I guess he taught me a lot of things. Now that I look back, I do see he did teach me a lot of different stuff. And he was a little bit later on giving his life to Jesus than some of his friends, so he was in this, we were really close together in that. I'm not sure how close, but we were, anyways, baptized on the same day. So we had been on the wild side for a little bit, and he really encouraged me right then already in giving my life to Jesus. And he made a big U-turn in his life, from being quite stubborn to being a open person, and I'm thankful for that. That I had that experience with him, and yeah, later in life we've had many good times together, and so I'll definitely miss him a lot.
Thank you. Walter. Shirley. Let's do it off.
Okay, just when his children were sharing about going along to the ranch with him, I remembered, I actually had the same experience than they had, because I already enjoyed going to the corral with Henry in the back. They're close to where there's a road now going towards the west. That's where our corral was. And but he wouldn't be satisfied just going and checking the cattle. He would always have to have a little fun yet, so he did what Abe taught him to do. Spin around with the tractor with his sister in the back and see how loud it would get. I always stayed on there, so I guess he was careful. Yeah. And the other thing is gone now that I thought of.
Okay, and I had a good time. But one of the pictures where you saw the little stick walls, that was a trip that we took to Guatemala at La Esmeralda, which is a little down from, well, not far from Paptoon. So we went there, Cornelius Lohan, Henry and I. We all fit into the cab of the Isuzu, which was interesting that it fit, but it did. And we spent a couple days there helping with building a bridge. It was mainly done, but we put the planks across the bridge, and I don't know if I've ever worked harder in any day of my life than we did there, because it was very hot. And so what we did in the evening, once we were finished for the day, then we went to a creek, which was better privacy to bathe than in town, because the walls where we stayed for the night, they were all just stick walls, kind of open, and yeah, the village faucet wasn't too far away, but we felt better doing it at the creek. And I remember we were sitting there talking, we had a flashlight on the side of the creek that would shine on us, and I saw how the steam went up from us, and we knew we had worked. And yeah, with hand tools, drilling holes with these old-fashioned drills and through Sapodilli, so that wasn't an easy task. And yeah, we didn't have electricity there, so that was, I think there was a generator but didn't work, so we just, anyway, like Henry would, and just do it by hand. So we got lots done.
I remember. Henry's 6 years older than me, and I was the youngest in the family, but he made sure I wouldn't be the youngest family member. He got himself a younger wife.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have memory from Henry already from a long time ago, before we got married, before my wife and I did, before he got married. Maybe we weren't all good boys then that time, but one thing I remember that he didn't like Dana Gel then. Later years we have probably enjoyed it. We brothers-in-laws, whatever, we talked about cattle ranch a lot, so we have enjoyed that. But I will just like to say also, I will miss Henry.
Thank you. Who's next?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the family is done or not, but they can still talk some more if they want to. But anyway, me and Henry became friends more like at age 14. And from there on, we kept together as friends till this situation happened. And yeah, so as Alan and Walter spoke a little bit about being in teenage, that not everything was perfect with our boys growing up. But anyway, Henry was a strong guy. And so when the group of boys were doing something that he didn't like, then we had to run. And we really had to run. I mean, a 6-inch stone could go far. So we had to left sometimes. And we heard now that he did many chores as a boy at home, and somehow that Yamaha had to do chores for our boys, we boys when we were around. I could call it like that. So that Yamaha motorcycle, that 175, if I'm right, if that was the number, that had to do a lot of chores for ourselves. And Henry was driving it. So one of those moments we had was we went with bicycles to San Ignacio, and he did with that motorcycle. But coming back, we were kind of tired, so we grabbed on the carriage, one on one side and the other one on the next side, and next one on this seat behind the the bicycle. And like that, it gave like 3 guys on one side of the bike and 3 on the next side of the bike, and then the Yamaha became another name. It was a Yamaha. So we call that a Yamaha. That little bike had issues off and on. A handle was broken again and again, and Henry said, this time Dad will get very mad. The handle, we just bought a new one, we put it on there and it broke this Sunday again. I'm not supposed to go home with that bike, he said. Wouldn't work. That was one of the incidents. Another time he had the throttle cable was torn off, so while doing over the throttle it didn't work, so he had a vice grip on there. And imagine how to drive like that with a vice grip. He came with another friend riding with him on the bike, and before they catched up to where we boys were, then the other friend stood up on the back on the carriage and took a ride, standing there and ying ying. And what does that vice grip do? Then ding ding, and it went not into the ditch, it went into the jungle. He jumped off, and both of them, and that vice grip was somehow clamped behind somewhere, and it did very, very fast. It did ding, 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 like a weed eater in the jungle. And Henry went in there and ding, ding, he couldn't get that thing off. Circling around. Yeah. Anyhow, I think the gas went empty or somewhere it stopped. Henry is a quick guy, if it needs to be, yeah. Yeah, I think if a yellow jaw snake would have been circled up for him, it wouldn't be anything hard for him to jump very far, if necessary. So, and you spoke about a quiet guy, and I don't find him that quiet. Not all the time. Yes, it takes a lot of time to be patient with him. And a little over a month ago, he gave me a call, and he did not even ask me much if I have time for him or not. But right at the first words that he had, and I knew that all my busyness I will put aside, and I listened to him, and it took like a whole hour. He was speaking and speaking. So, yeah, that had to do with his struggles. And so I guess he kept me as a friend, and Sharon asked us a few days ago if we can still keep being her friend, and we want to do so.
Thank you, Paul.
Ik kan me nog redelijk maken, maar niet om hier wat zeggen, maar kun je dan vielleicht wat zeggen, dat een dag kwam hij aan, ik weet al niet wat hij daar krijg wil bij ons. Aber den Satz, was zei, dem habe ich wat vanavond niet vergeten. Als hij nu wil halt holen, een tuil holen, wat wil terugschaffen bij ons, I don't know, ik had het vergeten, maar hij wil anyway een bad voor zijn smaken maken. Nou, Satz habe ich nicht vergeten, interessant, dat hij dat anyway announced deed.
Thank you. Yeah, he was my considered brother. When we would go through Schicksal or any other hard time, then he would be for sure later on ask how it went. Yes, Mr. Reimer.
Jeg har for noe gans ikke svett nesten med tegner. Jeg kan ikke vite hva jeg kjenner vel. Og jeg tar en svåre nacht. Og jeg tar seg et bed. Og jeg har seg det tvart mest. Og jeg har nu gråt. Yeah, I wonder countries like so somebody else wrote on him for what I say I missed it. I can't from over 20 år där jag färgade ont och vi har gått och checka vid min schaffer sina bilder vid och vi det lichter från de steentjes. Det har så fel geregnet och jag har but this is the more handgecheckt som det zijn. En dat had vandaag de meesten gereed ver wat hem jullie zaken die antwoorden. Nu dacht ik van dat kan zo aangaan dat het weerval weer dan wil me dat vrij want somebody else nu nog een klein beetje tijd om voor mensen dat nog een weerval kunnen zijn veranderd. Dus ik ga nu 21 jaar op de wereld. En ik was vrij normaal in niet zeer veel verleden tijd checken.
Thank you, Uncle Edward.
We've heard quite a bit of the silent Reimer family. I've always been a neighbor to them, or most of the time, at least when we were growing up. On a quiet night, we could always hear the Reimers' Schlonklock, Schlone. We could hear it. One evening, on a quiet evening, there was a big noise at the Reimers' at our neighbor's place. And after that, immediately after that noise, something fell or whatever happened, then there came a voice clear across the valley from our neighbors. And Henry said, "Eb as an ikkekoda."
Somebody else yet? Mi vet det gratu mi alles för själv att säga.
I don't have a lot to say, but I just want to say that whoever has not experienced depression, that person doesn't know what Henry went through.
Thank you. Good. Thank you very much. That is ändå tillfred. Albert, would you like to close us off in a prayer?
All right, let's stand for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening. Thank you, Father, for your grace. Thank you for, Lord, that life will go on despite a missing spot that we have, that we all feel. Lord, I pray especially a blessing upon the family. I pray for your peace. Lord, for the doors of the future to open one by one as needed. And Lord, that they would be able to walk through them peacefully. Father, I pray that you would bless each one here. Help us, Lord, to see the needy among us, and that we would take time to love on them as you would do when you would be here in person. Pray for your peace as we go. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yes. Thank you.
Projectors blir blank så det kan stå liv, right? Yeah. Det man vi kriegen signal thing on the end. Yeah.
See, there's a champion up, champion.